The quiet moments can teach you everything if you want to listen to your body. And in those quiet moments, our body speaks volumes when we do listen. It's like our unconscious speaking to us. I always think about the unconscious coming out in through our body more so than what our mind can actually access. So I think of the body as being the language for the unconscious. And I wrote a moment of me noticing this in my inner wisdom. And hi, I'm Trisha Edwards. I am a 6'2" generator in human design with emotional authority. And I want to read you this about this moment that just happened today. It happened earlier today where I noticed my fear track and my ease track playing at the same time, and how it came out in my body and how I noticed it through actions and sensations and like where my eyes looked and everything. It was a really cool experience. So I'm going to share it with you. I wrote it up. This is one of the things that I like to do, is I like to express it out. And I often write these posts, these messages, using my own rhythm that speaks to me. And I write them directly to me. And I'm just going to share this one for you. So this one isn't like a LinkedIn post where I'm trying to sell somebody something. This is me communicating to me. And maybe it'll give some insight for you. Maybe you'll see bits of yourself in it. And it's just, this is pure expression. The moment I ignored my eyes and what it taught me about trusting my energy. There's a cost to not following your inner wisdom. It doesn't show up right away. It shows up in friction, in disconnection, in the dull ache of, I knew better. The morning started gently. My son was back at school. I had space, time, a sense of rhythm. I'd planned a walk. I wanted to go outside and feel the grass under my feet. My body was giving cues, soft ones. It's your time. Yet, a tug. Even with those cues, I overrode them. I opened Zoom instead of the door because there was a workshop. And I told myself, you should show up. You need to be visible. You asked to be seen. But here's what happened instead. I felt strapped in, trapped, like a harness tightening around my chest. My sketchbook lay open, but I didn't draw. And that was something I always do. Whenever I'm in a meeting, I'm always doodling, I'm always drawing, I'm always writing out things. So it was a clue for me. It's not so much the action I was doing, but the action I wasn't doing. I was distracted, restless. Then our conversation turned to DMs, outreach, and everything in me wanted to leave, but I didn't. Not yet. One of the things about DMs, I've put a thing last fall, and I still runs in the back of my mind that I'm going to love DM outreach, and I just don't. And so when that conversation turned to the DMs, I was like, there's something here for me. And it's really not about whether or not I do DMs or I don't do DMs and whether it's a valid question that came up in the group or not. It's all completely irrelevant. But what was happening was, this was my fear taking over, saying I need to pay attention to this conversation. And everything in me wanted to leave, but I didn't. Not yet. Because the fear track had taken the wheel. That voice that says, you're not doing enough. You need to fix this. This is how others grow, and you should too. And I almost believed it. But here's what's wild. My real self, my truer self, had been speaking all morning. Through restlessness, through glances towards my walking shoes, through a deep knowing that this wasn't my place, not today. It wasn't self-sabotage. It was self-protection, not an avoidance tactic. It was, this isn't needed. I'm on a different path. I'm on my path. But I didn't recognize it because I was taught to only see what's wrong, to fix, to improve, to adjust. Never to trust the stillness or the nudge that says, you already know. It wasn't about skipping a session. It was about tuning into my track of ease. The part of me that whispers, you don't have to chase, you can wait. You don't need to send DMs just because someone else did. You don't need to grip tighter to be seen. The truth is, my clarity shows up in stillness. My body tells the truth long before my mind catches up. And when I override that, I derail my rhythm. This day, I hear both tracks playing simultaneously. Fear of not enough, DMs can fix this. Ease of you have all you need. I'm a generator who is responding, listening to what comes my way, and then choosing my sacral yes, no. I took a beat, I checked my emotional wave, settling easily with my somatic practice. I got to tell you, that is one thing that has really helped me so much, is taking on a somatic practice as a generator or as a person who has an emotional authority where you have to ride out your wave. How quickly can you go from your high level to the settled, or from the low level to the settled? That resilience, that time in between those, that is gold. And that's what I've been working on for a while now. And I've really got it down to, not with every single wave, but most of them, they settle within seconds or minutes. And it's so awesome to be able to have that. That allows me to move faster with more confidence, self-trust, an inner knowing that I didn't have before. Before I used to move fast, but I said yes to a lot of things I shouldn't have. And I said no to things that maybe I should have. And then I over-efforted and I struggled. I had a lot of frustration. I had a lot of in my life. I had a lot of headaches in my life, like real life migraine headaches. And I don't have that now. And I'm not perfect. Yes, sometimes I still say yes when I probably should say no. But I have, it is so much more ease. So this somatic practice has done wonders. And if you're interested, I have a free mini course. It's called, you can go to getyourease.com, all one word, no spaces or anything, getyourease.com, and it's yours. If you want to have it for yourself. So I took a beat, checked my emotional wave, settling easily with my somatic practice, replayed both tracks and felt the aha and got my yes. Not to reset, but to remember. Not to prove anything. This is integrating what I've been exploring. And maybe you'd like to take a beat for yourself. How many tracks do you notice? Which ones are using volume to drown out alignment? Because the louder ones, like the fear ones that speak really loud, that's because they're trying to get their say in, right? Because they don't really have, it's not really validated, but they're saying it loud and confident. Like, have you ever had that person who walks in the room and they just say something and they seem so confident when they say it, and they say it with such authority and everybody believes it, and it could be completely true. Or it could be completely untrue. It could be completely neither true or untrue. But everybody believes them because of the way it was delivered. So what's happening, that it's the delivery that's letting you buy into it. Because what truth has been spoken softly? Just waiting to be heard. And that's what was happening in the background on this morning. It's this morning. It's only like noon. It was earlier this morning that this was happening. And I kept hearing the other because it was louder, the fear. Like, we should show up, it's the right thing to do. It's what people expect of you, even though no one expected anything of me. I know that that's just a story, but I was buying into it, and there I was. And then I started hearing about the DMs, and then I was like, oh, goodness. Yeah, I haven't figured that out. Maybe I need to figure that out. Maybe I need, and I started racing off and planning. And it really isn't about whether or not I actually think DMs are the right thing or showing up is the right thing. It would have set me off on a different path, a path that would have had more friction, more efforting, and probably would have taken me longer. But I noticed it this time, and I heard them both playing at the same time. And I'm following the path of ease. That's my path. This isn't about doing less. It's about following the yes that feels alive. Play is the doing that comes from resonance, the walk that leads to a breakthrough, the skipped session that births creativity or clarity, the skipped session that births This is me in real life, scrambling to words sometimes. The skipped session that births clarity, the trust that your way is working, even if no one else sees it yet. So if your path doesn't look like theirs, that's not a sign you're behind. It's a sign you're listening. And if something in you is whispering, wait, pause, breathe, that might just be the track of ease. Maybe you could follow it. So this is what's going on with me today, and I'm following that path of ease. I may have got caught up for about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, in that fear path. But you always have a choice in where you're going, and you can make that choice at any point, no matter where you start. You can always do a U-turn, change, shift, go left, whatever way that you want to think about it. And that's what I did. That's what I did today. And we'll see how this all bears out in the future but it feels good. I'm going to just share that. It feels good.